I'm trying to figure out what. That's the first time I've seen that. Okay. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hello, 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 Instagram. Super excited to be here for another Morning Marketing Monday. Let me pull you guys up on my phone. Okay, awesome. All right, we're good to go. Excited to be here for another Monday. I hope you guys are. So I'll give you guys a little recap of my week. Like, this is my first day back in the office since Tuesday. Giving y'all a recap, giving you guys some time to come on in. And so I'm really excited to be here this morning. Last week was a tough and rough one. But we are here starting off the week strong, and that makes me excited. So those of you who are on Instagram, say good morning. Those of you who are here in the Facebook group, Female Coaches Society, say good morning. And if you're watching us on YouTube or LinkedIn, as always, we will come back and talk to you guys after. So my team is usually in the Facebook group and on Instagram just to give you guys support and to keep me up to date with any questions that are coming in, okay? All right, so quick intro. My name is Niala Thorpe. I am a marketing and income strategist. I am also the CEO of Market Your Message, where we help coaches and consultants find and market their unique message so you can consistently sign high-paying clients. And so every week, Monday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come live to bring you guys content to help you master your messaging, master your marketing, and master your money, okay? So today we are talking about 2 proven visibility strategies for coaches and consultants. And I'm really excited to talk about this today because these are strategies that myself and my clients use. These are strategies that will work for you. Have you guys ever heard of passive income? Well, guess what? This is passive marketing, okay? And this is marketing that continues to work for you. And that's why I'm excited to talk to you guys about this. Good morning. Good morning. Let me make sure I say this. TEDx Kai. Did I say that right? Good morning. Thank you for joining. All right. So that's my intro. Let me make sure that I'm saying hello to everybody in the Facebook group. Okay, it's saying Facebook user for some people. So I'm going to have to refresh my phone. All right, here we go. Morning, Katrina. How are you? Morning, Teresa. How are you? Those of you who are on the replay, good morning. How are you? All right, I'm done with the preliminary. Let's get into it, okay? So we are talking about 2 proven visibility strategies for coaches. I'm going to be with you guys over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Get ready to take notes, all right? Why is this important? Well, hello, if nobody knows you're there, then you are not going to see the results that you desire in your business. And so talking about visibility, talking about exposure is very, very important, okay? And so the first thing that I want to make sure that I share with you guys, especially for those of you who are new to me, I want to talk to you about my methodology that is called the Voppa Method, okay? BOPA, somebody put that in the chat, put that in the chat, okay? So it's called the Voppa Method, and it stands for borrowing other people's audiences. It is my most favorite strategy because there are really 2 other ways other than borrowing other people's audiences, right? One is organically, and 2, oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, here we go. Sorry, Instagram. So 1 is organically, and then 2 is paid. But the third way is my most favorite way because this way works the fastest with less overwhelm and with less investment. Okay. And so that's why I love borrowing other people's audiences. And so the first strategy that I'm going to share with you guys this morning is called the interview explosion. Somebody write that down. The interview explosion. Now, I know that you've heard this before, okay? You've heard this before, but some of you might have heard about interviews from the perspective of you getting interviewed, right? So maybe you going on podcasts or you going on different shows so that way you can be interviewed and you can get more exposure. But today, the interview explosion is actually you doing the interviewing. That's the idea. So the idea is that you go on this interview spree, okay? And During this time that you are interviewing people, the people that you are interviewing is doing what? They are sharing that interview with their audience. Okay? Because remember, when you get interviewed, what is the first thing that you do, guys? What is the first thing you do when you get interviewed? Whether it's in an article or whether it's on a podcast, the first thing you do is you share it. Why? Because it gives you clout. Let's be real, right? It helps position you, right? Because if people want to share your story and people want you on their platform, that means that you got something to say. And so the first time you get interviewed, the minute you get interviewed, you start to share it with your people. And so that is what the people who you are interviewing is going to do. So I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. I started this strategy. It wasn't called the interview explosion. I just made that up before I came on today. Okay. There's no name for it. All right. But I want to say about 4 years ago, I went on an interview blitz. And for 30 days, I decided that I was going to interview 90 people. And I know y'all going to think I'm crazy. The interviews were about 30 minutes. Okay. And this was a strategy that I was trying out because I wanted to see how many leads could I get. I was testing. That's what us marketers do. We test. I wanted to see how many leads I can get. I wanted to see how much exposure I could get without having to put out any money at all. All it took was some time to have really good conversations. And let me tell you guys something. I was able to generate over 600 leads during that time. Okay. Absolutely free. I got a lot of exposure. It positioned me. And some of those people who I interviewed during those times, they invited me on their platform. They are still who I call my colleagues, my connections, the people who we are affiliates for each other. And it started back then. And so the reason why I'm so excited about this strategy is because this is something you could implement right now. So let's break this down. Hope you guys are taking notes. So number one, and if you guys have any questions at all while I'm speaking, just put the questions below. So number one, the first thing you want to do is you want to review your goals. All right. And I'm giving you this completely, like you can take it today and you can use it. That's what Money Marketing Monday is about. It's not about you spending 30 minutes just listening to me talk. It's about you coming and getting some bite-sized content that you can take into your week. And you can take action and see results. Okay. So first, you want to review your goals. Your goals should always be the driver of your decisions. And so I'm going to give you an example. Let's say one of your goals is that you want to be able to grow your Instagram. Like for us, one of our goals is to grow our Instagram to 10,000. Okay. We're working on it. All right. And so that means that if I'm going to do the interview explosion, I'm probably going to see how can I do an interview series on Instagram versus anywhere else. Why? Because I thought about my goals first. Got it? Give me a yes below if you guys got it on Instagram. Give me a yes below wherever you're watching me if you got it. Okay. So number one, you're going to want to review your goals. Number two, you're going to want to choose your platform and choose your strategy. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys some strategies, but you want to choose your platform and you're going to want to choose your strategy. The third thing you're going to want to do is map out your plan. And again, I'm going to show you how this whole thing works. And this is something you can do as soon as you get off today. All right. As soon as you get off today, you can start putting this into action. So let's recap. 1, review your goals. 2, choose your platform and your strategy. 3, map out your plan. And then 4, work the plan. Okay. So let's talk about strategy. We talked about reviewing your goals. There are so many ways that you could take this interview explosion visibility strategy and use it and just like be creative with it. But I want to make this really short. So I'm going to make it straightforward. Okay. One example is podcast. If you have a podcast, then you are actually in the perfect position to get started on this strategy right now. Okay. So you make a list, open your notebook, make a list of 20 people that you know, make a list of 20 people who are following you, who you've been watching, you've been watching them, right? Who got some good stuff, right? That you would love to be able to interview and bring their content to your audience. Make a list and start reaching out to them. Okay. So before I move to the second strategy, listen, if you guys are loving what you're hearing, if you're loving what you're hearing and you want to be able to use the interview explosion to get in front of more people this week or over the next month, then I want you guys to put PPP in the chat, okay? That just stands for Powerful Partnership Pack. It is a free resource that I'm going to give you. So if you put PPP in the chat, no matter where you're watching me, one of my team members will get with you and give you this free resource. And what it is, it's all my pitches, my 8 best pitches, so you can send to people so you can request interviews, okay? All right, I told you I was going to make this easy. There's nothing that you're going to want when we're done here today. So the first idea is podcast. The second idea, blog interviews. OMG. If you have a blog, this one right here is powerful. If you like to write, this is for you. If you like blogging, this is for you. If you have a blog already, this is for you. If your ideal clients love blogs, then this is for you. Okay. And so let me give you an example of how you can use this. Maybe you're in the financial industry, right? I'm just going to make something up. Maybe you're in the financial industry. And you know that tax season is actually getting ready to end soon. So we're in the whole financial, phase of the year, right? And so maybe you want to start interviewing some other financial professionals and getting some exposure. So what you can do is you can do a blog interview series, okay? Just pick like a theme or something. Again, make your list of 20 people. Reach out to them, let them know that you are highlighting 20 financial professionals over the next 2 weeks to, share all the goodness that you have, right? Now, I just want you to think about this. If somebody was to write you and say, listen, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be highlighting people that are in your industry on my blog, and I get over 1,000 people a month looking at my blog. Would you want to be on that blog? Just give me a 1 in the chat. Would you want to be in that blog? Okay. So that's a strategy. Third way, Instagram series. I already mentioned that. I'm actually getting ready to do that myself. So I'm sharing with you guys something that I do too, right? Another thing, YouTube series, right? So if YouTube is your platform of choice, go with it. Make your list of 20 people, start interviewing. I guarantee you that they are going to share the interview. They are going to share the podcast. They're going to share the blog. And that is how you're going to get instant exposure, free exposure. All right. And you're also going to open up yourselves to more opportunities, because when you interview people, if you do this right, again, I'm speaking to the people who have high integrity. Okay. So when you do this right, then these are people you're going to actually start to build relationships with. And so you will get way more opportunities from doing this strategy than just a 15 or 20-minute interview. I guarantee it. Okay. All right. So that is the interview explosion. Did you guys find that useful? If you did, give me a yes in the chat. Let me say hello to some of you guys. Hello, Marks, Jennifer. I hope that I'm saying that correctly. Hello, Jasmine. How are you? Good morning. All right. I don't think I missed anybody else. And let me get my Facebook people. Morning, Felicia. Morning, Erica. You said PPP. Good. I'll make sure that you get that. All right. I got my yeses. So let's move on to strategy number 2. Now, this one is about to blow your minds, okay? So strategy number 2 is something that all of you are already doing. You are just not doing it correctly. And we are going to fix that today, okay? So strategy number 2 is social media marketing. Yes, you're doing it right now. The only thing is we're going to put an emphasis on evergreen content. Okay. So the strategy is social media marketing, but evergreen content. All right. So let me give you what the definition of evergreen content is. All it is content that stays relevant. Somebody put relevant in the chat. So it stays relevant. It's very valuable, but it's not time sensitive. Okay. So again, it's relevant. It's very valuable, but it's not time sensitive. And so what that means is long after you publish that content, evergreen content continues to drive traffic for you. So you know how in the beginning of this live, I said to you, how many of you guys know about passive income? How many of you guys love passive income? Well, I want you to compare evergreen content to passive income, because that's what it is. It's passive content. You do the work once and it's going to work for you over and over again. All right. And this is one thing I'm going to share another story with you guys, right? So many of you guys know that I had got sick in the beginning of 2020. Well, guess what? This strategy is what allowed me to have content going out all over the internet while I couldn't be there for over a year. Okay, so this is not a game, what I'm sharing with you. Now, the biggest mistake that people make with their social media marketing, again, is they're so focused on, I want clients, I want sales, that they forget about the strategy and they think about today. And so you might create a piece of content today, right? And let's say you have a webinar or something that's coming up. You create a piece of valuable content, and at the end of that content, you give people a call to action to join your webinar. You tell them the date of your webinar, and boom, your piece of content is done. But what happens with that is it's not evergreen. Because you added the webinar date to it, it will not be able to work for you over and over again. So all you guys have to remember, I'm not saying don't have your promotional content out there, but you have to remember that evergreen content is the way to go. I'm going to give you another example. So I have and I'm just going to throw it out because we do this for everything in our business. So I'm just going to give you one example. So I have a freebie. It's called the lead magnet generator, right? It's one of our most downloaded freebies, right? And so one of the ways that we turned that into an evergreen system for us is that we sat down and we wrote 26 captions to send people to this lead magnet generator. Somebody write 26 below, because I'm giving y'all a strategy right now, and only the people who are really listening is going to take this and run with it. Are you that person? Are you that person? All right, so I sat down, wrote 26 captions for this lead magnet, put it in my scheduler, hit recycle, where it will just continue to recycle that post until we stop it. Those 26 posts until we stop it. And guess what happens when you do something like that? Well, what happens is that if you need to take a week off, if you want to take a vacation with your husband or your children, if you are on a launch at work and maybe you're so busy that you can't take a moment, how many of you have found yourself in that position where you can't take a moment to put out a post on social media, but you know that you need to, right? Because you know that you have to show up for your people. This strategy right here becomes the best thing that ever happened to you. And so when you are creating content, you need to think about evergreen content. That is what's going to continue giving you exposure and increasing your visibility. Okay. Jasmine said, you know, I know you are, girl. Okay. So I hope that you guys are going to take these strategies and run with it. If you guys use it, please tag me, come back. Let me know how this works for you, okay? So let me recap this one more time and get ready if you guys have any questions, because I'm getting ready to run. So the first strategy is the interview explosion. Okay, this is a part of my Boba methodology. My Boba methodology just stands for borrowing other people's audiences. And basically, we have over 25 online and offline Boba strategies. Interviews is one of them. Okay, and so instead of you going and getting an interview with this one, you are going to interview people. All right, open your notebook, make a list. Don't overthink this. Don't make it hard. The biggest reason why people don't see results is you do not take fast action. Open a notebook right now, okay? Because some of you know people who you can interview and get exposure with right now. I would never forget this. This was about 2014, I think. I don't even want to get to lying, so I don't remember the year, but it was a while ago. And I was kind of new. And I was on one of these, one of my colleagues' Periscope. This is when Periscope was big. And she was talking about what I'm talking to you guys about today. And she was like, don't be scared, just do it. Open up your email and reach out to them and tell them that you want, you know, to do a joint something with them. And she was just encouraging people. And I'm on the other end, just like y'all are on the other end listening to me. I'm on the other end listening to her. And the minute I got off, it was like if God spoke to me, y'all. I opened up my Gmail and I wrote the same lady who I was listening to on Periscope and was like, listen, I've been following you for this amount of time, and I would love to see if we can collaborate on a joint webinar. That's the first joint venture that I ever did. Okay. And it was because I had the courage. And it was so funny because I was a little intimidated. And then when I reached out to her, she's like, oh, Niala, I've been following you. And we hit it off. And it was like, wow. So don't let fear and doubt get in the way, because I'm giving you the juice and you didn't even have to pay for it. So take action. Second one, social media content, evergreen content. Make sure that you are keeping that in mind when you are mapping out your content. That's it. Those are the two strategies. Did you find this useful? Give me a useful in the chat. Did you guys find this useful? Give me a useful in the chat. All right. So I'm going to give you guys my resources and then I'm going to leave you all. This was good. So number one, if you want the powerful partnership pack, it's my 8. It's absolutely free. It's my 8 best pitches that I use to pitch people. If you want to do the interview explosion, then this is going to help you. Just put PPP in the chat, no matter where you are. Sorry, Instagram. I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb. No matter where you are, put PPP below and someone from my team will get that to you. The second thing I want to share with you all, it is called the Boba Database. So yes, we have a joint venture database with women who are waiting to collaborate with you. And so if you serve women, then this is going to be a great opportunity for you. So I just want you to put Boba in the chat if you would like me to send you the information for that. Those are the 2 resources that I have for you guys today, so you can run with this strategy. Okay. All right. All right. Awesome. Useful. Awesome. Good. All right, guys. So once again, I told you it was going to be short, but I told you it was going to be powerful. So thank you so much for joining me for Money Marketing Monday. Again, every Monday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the place to be. I'm live on Instagram, in our Facebook group. And if y'all not in the group, you're missing out. Join Niala.com. Come on in the group. And we're also on YouTube and LinkedIn. So I'm working on those platforms this year. So this is like a part of my strategy. I'll tell you guys how it goes. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a great week. And I'll see you all next week. All right. I'm going to wait on